Wait. Now that's a little cap though. I mean, I went to class most of the time. To most of the time, turn to sometimes, but sometimes shit happen. Down at my lowest, people they ain't even noticed. Call me a real, I'm a poet. I cop it and blow it. After college was my brokest. Gotta get shit back in motion. Down at my lowest, shit got me feeling so bogus. Know I'm that nigga, I'm goated. I gotta stay focused. Lost it, regaining my focus. Gotta get shit back in motion. I'm out of the way. I need my personal space, so please get up out of my face. A smile on my face, they don't see the smile on my face, and they start getting out of their place.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Victory Last Podcast. Today is the season 1 finale of the Victory Last Podcast, where we are going to dive deep into the stories of heroes known and unsung. I'm your host, Almighty, also known as Dom. To my side is my brother and fellow co-host, Mally Mal.
Y'all know what time it is.
Man, today we have an entrepreneur, ESPN content associate, a former college football player, and my former college roommate, and one of my closest friends, Mr. Abin Jamin himself, Ben Goins.
Yeah, that was it. Our brothers. Yeah. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I've been thinking about this, so I'm just trying to see if I'm gonna learn something new. Okay. Some shit that I don't know. That's just what I want to get out of this.
Oh, you talking about from the interview? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I want to see if I find out something that I don't know.
Different. Right, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out.
All right, man, let's get it, man. It's the season 7 finale. I said it again. I said it earlier. It's the season 1 finale. You feel me? Episode 7. We always start off with a victory. We gonna go around, but Ben, first, what's a recent victory for you?
Recent victory will be just peaceful living. I think I have been in situations where, in my past, where I wasn't at peace, as such in like college, in my past life. Out here in South Carolina, Indiana, I have been finally found some peace where I can do what I want to do and be happy. So I think that's a victory.
Now, when you say peace, are we talking like financial freedom? We talking like just being away from home?
I think it's financial and also mental. I think financial is a big part of my mental. I think that's a big part of everybody's lifestyle. I think when your financial isn't right, a lot of mental can play into part of that. So I think me being financially, I don't want to say financial free, but being stable financially has helped me be able to have that peace of mind.
What you got for us, Don? What's a recent victory for you?
I got a few probably for real. I feel like I always do. You feel me? The school year coming to an end, so I'm happy about that. What else we got going on? Season 1 is coming to an end, man. We got my brother Ben on here. Season 2, summertime. Yes, up. That's the victory for sure. What about you, Mal?
What about you, Brother Mal?
We ain't recorded in a little second. It's been a second. So you already know what my victory got to be. Shoot, I'm an NBA agent now. You feel me?
Yeah,
certified.
he passed that exam. Come on.
Go ahead and take that as my victory.
Come
we
on.
told y'all episode 1 we was talking about it a little bit. We told y'all it was coming. But yeah, man, I'm gonna take that as my recent victory. And you feel me? To follow up, Lil Bro's about to sign on to an agency, and that'll be the first NBA contract that I'm on. So you know, hey,
shout out Kendall
when that time comes. You feel me?
Shout out Kendall Munson. So can you share a bit about your background? Where in Indy did you grow up?
I grew up on the northwest side of Indianapolis, Pike Township.
Good old Pike.
Yep. Born and raised in Pike Township. Oh, damn, wait. Whew.
He said the federal.
We had to cut that out.
That's fine. We can cut that out. We can cut that out.
I meant to say
we need
Liberty.
to cut out the lead up to that motherfucker.
Yeah. I meant to say Liberty Creek. Everybody know what Liberty Creek is. If you know, you know. But I definitely grew up in Liberty Creek. Pike was Pike. And I mean, I don't have to really speak on that. People that grew up in Pike understands, like, you know, has its rough areas, have its soft areas. I think Liberty Creek became one of them areas where everybody who grew up around me, you know, it became a little rough. But, you know, it was cool. You know, it's fine.
See, I wish I was around. But I heard plenty of stories. So like, talk about the basketball court out in front of your house.
I mean, my basketball court was legendary. My dad, when I was when I was becoming able to play basketball and really take it serious, he became more invested, and I think that's when he became like, okay, let's go out there and shoot together. And he bought me a basketball court. And then around middle school, that became like one of those areas where everybody after school came over to shoot hoops. But then, you know, when we got older, you know, fights broke out. I think one time, not at my house, but at Northwest Way, definitely like gunshots were shot. So my dad, you know, he had to remove that due to the fact, you know, basketball.
Too close to home.
You know, it's too close to home. Everybody's starting to transition to my crib, you know, just because of Northwest Way getting shot up. It was just too crazy.
Yeah, definitely too close to home. So talk about the impact of having two parents in your household.
I think it's big, especially for me. I had two of the best of both worlds. You know, I had a loving mom and I had a tough, loving dad. They were very, very, very strict on me to the point where, you know, sometimes my friends will look at it like, what's wrong with them? But honestly, looking back at it at the age of 26 now, they definitely saved me. They definitely kept me out of trouble, kept me out of a lot of trouble, just being that strict older parent, I used to say. They are loving parents, and having especially having a father as a man, having a father in your life is very important due to the fact that, you know, you see a good father, but you see a bad father. I got to see the good dad, so I got to see what I wanted to become, and I can't say nothing bad about how my dad is. Like, you know, my dad is my dad.
I definitely, I get you, because I give all the men in my life good credit towards being people that I could look up to, you feel me? Because regardless of what they did, it wasn't always about the career they chose, you feel me? It was about the values they held and, you feel me, the way they carried themselves. It was always positive for the most part for me to look up to.
And to go back over what you just said too, though, like with my mom, like, not to say my mom isn't important, but I feel like with my mom, I learned the loving and know what I need to learn how to love and how to treat a woman. But I feel like as a man, I feel like having a father figure is kind of like so important. Not saying it's more important than having a mom, but it's so important due to the fact that you know how to become a man. And having that figure in my life was bigger because most of my friends growing up didn't have that role, didn't have Mr. Goins on them or asking them. They had my dad, you know? So, like, in a way, sometimes, I know when people see this, they're going to say, well, Mr. Goins was a father figure in my eyes. I think so, like, that's why I feel like most of my friends, they used to call my dad Pops. And I think that's just a testament of his lifestyle. I think my mom, too, though, like, you know, she's very loving, but, you know, it's just different when it's from a man. Like, you don't really see a lot of good fathers, especially in our generation.
You don't see a lot of men being vulnerable enough to even, you feel me?
Have that conversation.
Yeah, have that conversation with other kids, and even bring them in, and you feel me, hone into that. So yeah, Mr. Goins definitely. Shout out to Mr. G and Miss Goins, of course. They definitely doing the right thing. Raised a good young man.
So when I first met y'all, I told Dom when we first talked about this episode. When I first met y'all, y'all lived off campus when I had transferred into UIndy, and I thought y'all was older than me, cause y'all was already on campus.
We had our own crib.
I was like, man, you feel me? I was like, all right. Then
That's how it is in college too, though.
Then I found out y'all was younger than me, and I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Crazy.
That's what it is. But let's talk about that roommate experience, man. What was it like living with Dominic? What was going
Damn,
on?
my federal.
Yeah,
Man,
my fault, almighty.
Dominic.
Man, I think I tell people all the time it was perfect match. I think it was with anybody else, it probably wouldn't work out, you know, huh? But I think with anybody else, it definitely wouldn't work out. Knowing Dom for how long I have been knowing him, I think it worked out because we are different. I think, you know, going into it, I was kind of worried because, you know, they say don't get an apartment with your closest friends. But I think we had an understanding like, okay, this is what we want, this is what we're gonna be on. and we was on the same plan to just graduate. And I think a lot of people too though don't be on the same plan of like, all right, I want to graduate this person. So like once we realized like, all right, I want to see you graduate, but I also want to see me graduate too. I think that helped too. But I think it was a great time, having a brother instead of just a random. I went to Davenport and I came back and I knew Don was at UND, and I already knew Davey and Al, but having that relationship with Don already, I'm like, there's no question I'm gonna get an apartment with bro.
Y'all get into any fights?
Disagreements, for sure.
We ain't
never got in
no
a physical
fight.
fight.
We had some disagreements.
Wrestling,
I think
One time, I don't even remember that. I really don't even remember
one time,
why.
and I think it wasn't more so like it wasn't just me and him. I think it was more people, not even want to say boys, but it's more so like we know girls,
Yeah, just two alphas in the room for real.
situation, them having this type of feeling, and then on my side, I'm having this type of feeling. But it was never like we never got in a fist fight. Never, no. And I'm big on like if I put my hands on you, I don't know if I can be your friend. Like I'm like I can shake your hand, but I don't know if I'm gonna be a friend.
I feel that.
Sleep under the same roof and shit.
Yeah, especially sleeping under the same roof. I ain't never had to question, bro. So I think he felt the same way. So it worked out. It worked out perfectly, actually, especially at UND.
I can attest to everything he just said. Everything was straight. We was cool. We enjoyed our time. Had a great time. We lived in three different places together.
Yep.
In a 5-year span.
2 apartments and one
house.
like little duo house.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about football, man. So what position did you play in football, and how did being an athlete influence you on your career path?
I played in high school. I played outside linebacker going into freshman year.
He was
college.
a hitter, straight hitter.
Yep, outside linebacker at Ben Davis High School. And then when I went to Davenport University, I got a little big, got a little chunky. I played inside linebacker. And then when I transferred back to University of Indianapolis, that's when I transitioned back to outside linebacker. So just a linebacker, to answer your question. And then what was your second question, sorry?
How did it influence you on your job profession now, being an athlete?
I think it influenced my job and my career choice a lot due to the fact that I wanted to be around sports. My first career choice was to be a sporting agent. So how many classes I had to take, so how many tests I had to take, hell no. Then I just realized I want to be around it. I took photos in high school, and shout out, I can't think of his name, Mr. Hayes. That was his name. That was my photography teacher.
Shout out Mr. Hayes.
My dad would not let me take BDTV. That's another story. But yeah, I think it kind of wanted me to stay around sports. I just wanted to be around sports, man. Like I'm a sports guy. Didn't like school, didn't like math, didn't like English. Just wanted to be around sports.
I don't think most people like those subjects for real. You feel me? But wait, so you say OG, Mr. Goins wouldn't let you be in BDTV?
Yeah, Mr. Goins did not let me take Ben Davis television.
Why? Did he tell you why?
I mean, I think it was ideal. I mean,
He wanted to make nobody seem like
all the
he was
cute
so
girls was at.
favoritism?
No, not even that. I think it was more so all the cute girls was in his class. Like no, let's be real though. Yeah, he was on his DDG shit. He was cop blocking, but nah, I'm just playing. Nah, not really. Real life, I think he didn't want to. He knew our relationship, and it wasn't like my sister. I think he knew I had a lip on him, and I think he didn't want me to disrespect his class in front of him. So I just knew this wasn't the right fit. And he just and I understood that. I didn't want to see him too much anyway.
Right.
I was already with him every day. So
Yeah, I can't even imagine my mom being a teacher
really didn't
at
trip.
my school. In high school, though. Elementary would probably be different.
I didn't know I was gonna be doing this. I didn't know I was gonna be in the media. So I didn't really care about taking BDTV.
I ain't gonna lie, if my mama was at the school, I'll run the school.
Run the school. Now, that's what you probably think till you get took into that nurse office.
Or they always threaten you. Oh, you wanna call your dad?
They am running the school regardless. It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
I wish I would be able to say the same. You feel me? I wish I would be able to say the same. Tell us about a challenging moment or a failure you faced on your journey so far, and how did you overcome it?
I keep saying my television teacher would be mad at me. I think honestly, just transitioning from Indianapolis to Charlotte, or moving from Indianapolis to Charlotte. I think it was a very, very quick transition. I graduated in May. I accepted my job offer in June. So like, I think it was just the transition from having Dom, having Malcolm, having people that I always grew up with, or having that relationship to now not having nobody, or having my mom or dad. That was a very different transition. I think going to Davenport was just a wake up call, but like living out here and having my apartment and like having big boy bills, getting a car note, all that, just the transition becoming a man, a boy to a man. Like that was like, that's when I think my life turned up in our slang. Like that's when I turned up,
No, that's real.
So I think that's what I like. That was the biggest trial for me right now. I mean, there's other stuff that helped me, but that's part of my transition from Charlotte to,
Definitely moving to it since you feel me, like living in the city your whole life and then just up and moving that's a large ask. You feel me? So
it's big. I think everybody should try it at least once in your lifetime.
I'm definitely on that bandwagon. For sure.
I think it's also opens opportunities for people.
I'm trying to go to Singapore. I'm trying to go out the country.
That would be ideal. We just hope don't do nothing stupid.
Yeah, it's over. They hanging niggas.
Let's backtrack just a little bit before we really get into that work life. Now, let's talk about leaving football and starting I've Been Jamming. Tell the people what I've Been Jamming is and
I've been jamming.
How did it come to life?
Bro, I'd kid you not. This is a true story. My sister can tell you, and the girl that I know her name. I was with my sister Jordan and her friend Sharon. We were upstairs and I was making an Instagram and I was just like, what should be my name? And Sharon was like, I've been jamming. So my Instagram has always been I've been jamming. I've been jamming since middle school, high school, when I played football in college. But when I stopped playing football, I realized like, all right, NFL is not calling my name. Overseas not calling my name. Indoors not calling my name. All right, what's next? And I think I knew I wanted to do media because of my dad, but also because I took photos in high school, like I said. And then that's when I picked up the camera. I was like, all right, I can stay around sports, but also have my own media company where I can be around sports and be around the people I want to be around. And that's what I did. It wasn't that simple, but that's how I came up with it. I've Been Jamming has always been my social media. It's not like I changed it for my business. It was just transitioning into my business because some shit was catchy. I can't lie, it's catchy.
I'm a witness to seeing the greatness from when it started from the bottom to the top. You feel me? So I'm a witness to it. It's dope to watch somebody create a brand for themselves.
So, what sparked your interest in working for ESPN?
The biggest event that I did, it was not that was a question, but the event I worked was the national championship for 2022, I think.
Mm-hmm. When it was in Indy
versus it was in Indianapolis.
Shout out 317.
Who was it? Alabama versus Georgia. That was the really sparked my interest. I was seeing like guys that I as a player, RG3, Tim Tebow. Seeing guys on television like Adam Schefter and walking with these guys or being in the same car or picking up Ryan Clark from the airport. I think those are like the things that when I was like, all right, being around these guys, being around the professionals, I'm like, all right, this is what I wanted to be. This is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to be around. And that's when I was like, all right, ESPN, they take care of their employees. Shoot, I got to drive around a 2022 Sudan,
black truck.
Black trucks when you go on Uber, those trucks. I got to eat for free. I got to go to the game for free on my birthday. I'm like, dang, they take care of their employees. And then I got paid double for what I ever just did 2 days ago. So it was like, all right, well, ESPN might be the way. And corporate, everybody wants to work corporate just because, the benefits. Everything's not wrong to be an entrepreneur, but me being an entrepreneur for 4 years or however it was, I wanted some type of benefits, and to get paid consistently, to get a check every week. So that's why ESPN.
Shout out ESPN, man.
Yeah. They take care of us. They do.
They take care of their people. All right. So, what is the most memorable event that you covered? Was it the national championship?
Yeah, that was a national championship for sure. I mean, you can't beat that. And to us, that's our new year. That's our
Yeah. I'm gonna say I got a hell of a story. I snuck in that joint.
Yeah, you did.
I snuck in that joint.
You did. We have a picture on the field together.
Yeah.
So
Like I was supposed to be there, but the way it worked, chat, is basically, you know how you got some type of extracurricular activity going on before the game, you feel me? Post game, pre-game actually, a pre-game event type. So I'm walking the American flag down out to the field, you feel me? That's what we doing. This for the teachers too. How they gonna allow us in there for the game, biggest game of the year, but don't give us no tickets to the game, but they let us walk out the American flag, like.
Nah, that's a real thing though.
Nah, that's stupid.
Like
because
when I was at the Rising Stars game, like they gave a lot of free tickets out, but they gave two different groups. Mm-hmm. The group that I won tickets for when I went for free, we got to sit out there and watch the game.
Yeah. I remember that.
Group B walked in during certain introductions and got walked back out.
like what is going on? Bro, I got a video like when we was walking back they was walking us off the field. I'm passing Quavo. I'm like, hold on, bro. I'm like, this is where I need to be. I need to be here with Quavo and the Georgia Bulldogs. God damn it, this is where I need to be. In the Crimson Tide, nigga, Roll Tide, nigga. That's where I need to be.
Hey, look, shout out One Iota because they.
So shout out to my girl Megan Hanchar. I'm putting the government out there. I don't care. We lit. But yeah, we snuck in that joint. We just went up the stairs. They was walking us out the door. We ducked off.
Davey was there, and Don Yale was there.
Whole city was in there.
I think I said.
But that was a good time. Good time.
But no, that was the best. That was definitely the most memorable event I worked. I can't top that.
You think the national championship was better than when we hosted the All-Star game?
For sure. I think that's another topic.
That All-Star weekend was crazy.
I don't think we were ready for the All-Star weekend.
Yeah, it was rushed.
It was rushed. But I honestly, too, though, think the national championship brings a different crowd. You don't see a lot of, national championship, you see a lot of celebrities, but a certain amount of celebrities. The All-Star game brings out so many different celebrities.
Bring out the culture.
You know?
I get what you're saying because it's like with the national championship, you're gonna see celebrities that's related to the game.
Yes.
The schools,
like Quavo.
the area,
The only reason why
the schools,
Quavo was
the area. You feel me?
because of Georgia.
But with the All-Star game, you getting any and everybody coming through. Everybody want to be seen.
And then you got all these different 42 Doug party, Glorilla party, all these, and then
50 Cent.
42, the 42
one,
party was in a bank, bruh. We was at a bank. We was in a bank lobby for a party. Our session that we got probably 10 people, down included. We were in like in the waiting area.
Yeah, it was like the lobby area.
It wasn't like a part, like that's what I'm saying. So like
They transformed the lobby area of the bank downtown into a party section.
So
like
like
a bar.
we just like as a city, as these party promoters, no dirt to these party promoters because they do a great job in that. Not saying that, but why in the hell were we in the bank? There had to be.
And they smoking in there too.
And that's the thing with that too, though. I think Indianapolis lacks nightclubs.
Oh, it does for sure.
So coming out here and seeing all these different nice ass nightclubs, even if there's hole in the wall nightclubs, these are nice ass spots. I can see a city like Charlotte, a city like Atlanta, a city that held these events, that have these parties, be able to host these events because they have the venues. We don't have enough venues in Indianapolis, nice venues, to put a 42 Doug party in or a Little Baby.
We starting to grow those venues though, but yeah, you right
I haven't
though.
been in there in 3 years,
Yeah,
so I don't know that. But from my experience, why the hell was we in a bank for 42 Doug?
Well, I'm not gonna ask.
Come on, bro.
I'm not
I
gonna.
didn't get my money back, so that's another different story. So yeah,
It don't sound like y'all had too good of a time. I'm not gonna ask where my invite was, but
It's a good experience. I went to the practice.
Yeah, I was at the All-Star game, so I was at the All-Star game, so I enjoyed.
Y'all didn't think about pulling no heist action? Seeing
Pulling out what?
Pulling no heist action? Seeing what was in the back? You know,
Heist?
Heist action?
you in the bank. You in there now?
Did the heist. Man, that shit was locked. It was over.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I didn't. No.
You with us?
They had police in there now. Don't get it
we had
twisted. They had the
security.
feds there.
I mean,
That's how they got there so quick to shut it down.
Sometimes you got to drink.
Party, bro. But not yeah. Good convo. That was a good.
So,
topic.
in your profession where getting that magic shot means so much, how do you stay locked in at all times, trying to make sure you ready to capture that moment?
ADHD. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Nah, it's really like my dad has always taught me, experience is the best teacher. I think it's just over time experience. I think with football, honestly, I have a feel for what's coming next. But like, you just gotta have that eye. And you have to have a feel for a game. As a photographer, you really do have to have a feel for the game and expect, like, all right, we're in the goal line, 10-yard goal line. A fade ball could possibly come out. So I'm going to look at this outside receiver just a little harder than I would be if it was 10-yard on the opposite goal line, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to look at the 10-yard line receiver because it might be a fade ball coming. So, like, things like that. Knowing what you're looking for is big. I just did a lacrosse game. That was a crazy experience due to the fact that I never covered lacrosse ever. Don't even know the game. So I really didn't know what to look for or know the game for it. But when you know the game and knowing what to expect, like basketball or football, it's way easier. It's way easier.
So, what's more thrilling for you? The runaway tomahawk dunk or that one-hander in the end zone?
I mean, I'm a football guy, so I'm going to say the one-hander in the end zone. I mean, I kind of shout out to 7-on-7, shout out to CG Star, shout out to Chris Evans. I kind of started with the 7-on-7, so like that, having getting that big-time dunk catch and knowing that, all right, this mug might go viral just because this is what everybody wants to see. It's no different if someone crosses them on a basketball court or crosses them on a football court. So I think football, I'm just a football guy, bro. Like, I love football, bro. Like,
No, I get you.
Football.
I think it's like the viewer, I think basketball is more so like, I think people love basketball more, but I think.
I don't know. I think you talking about like the United States period?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I was about to say football.
I don't know.
Basketball very popular. Don't
Maybe
get it
it's because
twisted.
we're from Indiana.
Football's bigger because you only get it for 17 games plus the playoffs type shit. So you stay locked in. Now, if we talking average rating, because obviously with 82 games, all teams ain't even on major networks type deal. So you ain't gonna.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see every team.
You feel me? So football is bigger for sure.
Yeah, no, football definitely be on all stations. But I think basketball would be I would say that it's the most popular sport in the U.S. But football, like you got to think like the Super Bowl or NBA Finals.
Okay. I see that.
Like Super Bowl, I think like people be like female, like you feel me? Majority females, they gonna talk about the Super Bowl. Like you going to the Super Bowl party, rather than saying you going to NBA Finals party, that watch party. Like nah, they talking about that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they had all the parties. they tagging along.
I agree.
Man, so tell me, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give to the younger Benjamin Goins starting out?
Not to be so hard on myself. I think coming from a football player to a content creator, I think it was kind of a different role I had to play in my life. And I think I was being hard on myself that I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to go about it. This is how I'm going to move. This is how I'm going to be. And then when something didn't go right my way, I didn't know how to handle it. And I think over time I learned how to. Like I just said, my dad has always told me experience is the best teacher. But with that, the experience that I got, I had to learn you can't mix feelings with business. So I would tell my younger self, don't mix feelings with business. Don't mix how you feel about your client, make your content worse, because then that's what you're putting out. Because maybe it's just because you feel some certain way about your client, but you're going to do it just because he put money in your pocket. But honestly, too, though, you got to put in good work. I think it's, too, sometimes, like, I felt some type of way about somebody, or I'm like, man, this person's bugging me for when they going to get their video, so let me just rush it. You know, I think I was thinking more about it and more so just doing it.
Yeah, just like trying to get the work done.
You know, just getting the work done instead of just thinking like, oh, this is
Not really being intentional on like how you finishing it. Yeah.
I mean, that's just because I was like, you know, like we said, young and turned, you know, just coming up. Like I try, you know, everybody say this. Like I put my best work every time I put out there. Everything I do is my best thing.
That's a lie.
Sure, you know, I'm sure there's a video I have to ask it for sure, but
Took some type of shortcut, cut the
or,
corner.
You know, but at the same time, I learned from that situation. It's like, all right, I'm never gonna put myself in that situation. I'm never gonna put myself in a 2-day turnaround. I'm gonna give myself a week. I'm gonna give myself some time to really work on this video. I'm not gonna just BS it.
That's a lot of these photographers and videographers' problem. They don't be meeting these deadlines.
So just giving yourself patience.
I'm looking
be
at
patient.
that camera.
Patience.
If the shoe fit, they don't be meeting them deadlines.
Oh Lord.
Hey, but nah, I'm gonna add one gem on that too, man. Really, like, don't overshoot. You feel me? Like be realistic, expectation and understanding with what's going on. Cause sometimes people shoot way too ahead of themselves, and it'll undercut you later.
For sure.
But with that, you have to know your audience, or like what are we shooting this for? Like once I realized, like, okay, my main best content is sports. That's when I was putting myself around sports. A lot of these people, a lot of these entrepreneurs, photographers, they don't know their lane, as we say, or they don't know their best quality content. That they're doing so many different content that it's hard as like, what kind of photographer are you? Like, I'm a sports photographer. I'm a sports journalist, sports media specialist. Like I can't I don't shoot weddings. So I learned my lane. That's a lot of people like. At first, I was learning my lane. I was doing weddings. I was doing portrait shots. I was doing maternity photo shoots. But then I started realizing, like, I do not want to be sitting up at 2 a.m. editing a maternity photo shoot. Or I don't want to be sitting up editing a wedding. Like, I want to be editing sports.
Action.
I want to do something that I, like, enjoy. Like, I want to be, like, doing something that I like to see. Not something I'm like, fuck, like, I got to sit up and edit a freaking maternity photo shoot. Like, me personally, I didn't want to do that. So that's why I think that's what too, like, telling my younger self, like, hey, find your lane quicker than later. So, I mean, that's one thing I would say.
No, I definitely agree with that. So, how do you keep your creativity alive, you know, in the process of creating new ideas, always staying ahead of new trends?
That's what I was just going to say, staying on top of trends. That's real big. I would say just having that always like that creative mindset. Like I tell people all the time, it's really hard for me to watch sports nowadays because in real life we'll just watch a sports game and be like, why did they do that? Or why did they put that right there? What's the replay? Why is the replay taking so long? So like now it's like, I think it's just like,
You don't have the same enjoyment.
No, because he critiquing it, because it's his work. You feel me? Yeah, I get you.
So like having that create activity headspace and like always thinking like, dang, how could I make this TikTok go viral, or how can I make this video better, or like I don't know, like my head's always creating something. I don't know. I'm just I tell people all the time it's kind of like a gift. Like Michael Jordan can play basketball. I just know how to make edit. I can make edits. You know.
So
LeBron James is the best basketball player ever.
So are we getting on tape right now that?
I don't know.
Benjamin Goins is the Michael Jordan of.
No, hell no.
Okay.
You got to get
Okay.
fuck no.
I thought he was saying. I thought he was saying it was the Michael Jordan.
It's the tequila. Sorry.
The tequila. Oh boy. All right. So, what have you learned about yourself throughout your work, and how has it impacted your personal life?
That I'm a perfectionist. I hope I said that word right.
Perfectionist.
Yeah. I think that kind of shows. Cause I always like, to your eye, my edit might be amazing. Oh, that shit's dope. But to my eye, it's like, what else can I do to make this motherfucker a little bit harder? I think that's what's really the reason why. I don't know what else to say. Sorry.
He said sorry.
That's your opinion, brother. That's you.
Hey, nah, that's what you learned about yourself. It's always good to learn stuff about yourself. So now, would you say, now, some people could say being a perfectionist is a negative thing.
It is. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not.
You know?
It is. It causes anxiety. It causes stress. It causes...
So with that being said, and realizing that you were a perfectionist, what adjustments have you made, or how have you handled trying to keep yourself from getting into that mode when working on a project?
Great question. Well, recently, I kind of got into, no diddy, I got into yoga.
No diddy.
Because, I should have been like Kevin Gates, be like, I ain't got to say that, but, it's yoga. Like, somebody might be on
Man,
this,
we
but,
grown, man.
But nah, for real, I got a yoga.
You stretching.
I learned how to, like, really just sit back and just breathe, bruh. Like, just, like, taking a breath. Like, just, like, sit back, relax, and just be, like, have patience. And that's kind of, like, my motto for this month. I can only speak on recently, but, like, in the past, writing stuff down, manifesting stuff has always helped me. But recently, just being able to taking a breath.
I hope you don't mind that I share this.
Nah.
I noticed the post-it notes in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that.
You talking about my mom and dad?
Yeah. We had other things on there too, but like, just tell me.
I think they know me, and I'm my biggest, like, once again, I'm my biggest critique, and my biggest hater. In my mind.
Critic. You were saying critique. Critic. Got you.
There we go. Mr. Washington, thank you.
Heard you.
But nah, for real, I think I was going through some things, and they noticed that I had this outlook on myself. So they were writing out these notes on my thing. I wish I could. I say it every day. I could probably say it, but like, God, I'm here. God, I'm not. Look up instead of looking down, like stuff like that. Thank you, God, for this day. Like, just simple stuff that I need to tell myself, look myself in the mirror.
Like words of affirmation.
Yeah, and I think those are big. I think self-words of affirmation. I think some people seek validation from other people's
exterior sources.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I feel this way towards you, but well, how do you really feel about yourself? Like, at one point where I was down bad, I ain't gonna lie, I was down bad. I was going through some things, and I looked at myself totally different. Never looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, who the fuck? Like, who the hell? What the hell?
What the hell? What the hell, Leonte?
Who the hell is that?
The hell, Burton?
So like, I think they noticed that, bro. Like, real life. And my mom, like, I'll tell people every time, like, the two people that know you, if you're blessed enough to have a mom and dad, those people know you like no other, bro. And they knew, like, he was looking at himself like, I'm looking at myself, am I a bad person? Like, am I not a good guy? Am I like, who am I? So that's not the child they raised. So that's to answer your question. Those notes are from my dad and my mom.
I fuck with those though.
And I got them everywhere. And I think it's honestly just good. Like, you having a bad day, bro. You look in the mirror, you wash your hands, you look up. It's like, dang, like.
Give you some reassurance.
Self-reinsurance. Instead of looking for reinsurance to man or woman, or I'm looking reinsurance within me.
So what are some other fun memories from college from when we lived together that you can remember? Like, what's some of your top memories?
For
From the good old UND days. Shout out UND, man.
It was the second house.
The second crib behind, what was that, the Lost?
Yeah, behind the loss. And I had walked in on you. No, did he? Well, pause.
I'm not a part of this.
Shit, he ain't live with me, nigga.
Wait, you gotta really be careful what you say, because I walked in on him while he was asleep, fully clothed, but his head was face down on the pillow, so I was worried. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with Dom? So I'm calling his name, no answer, calling his name. So I literally am shaking him, and he's not waking up, but he's just slumped, bro. I got a video of that, so y'all have to send it to y'all so y'all can show it. It's hilarious.
That was the second house or the first house?
It was the second house. That was I remember because I remember that. That was a funny day. And then I would say another funny memory is one of his birthdays. He was down bad. Brother was down bad.
If you know me, I can handle my liquor. I'm
He blew up
not.
my car. I got pulled, bro. Let me tell you this story, bro. It wasn't that he threw up. I'm like, all right, he threw up. But, this happened in the third house. We lived across the street from Greenwood Mall. So when he threw up, I'm like, let me go over here to Greenwood just to air out. Let me just, drive around. I get pulled over, bro. Get pulled over. I think that he knew that I wasn't capping because he smelt it, and he let me go. But I was like, bro, it was just a long night. I just remember that being like, damn.
I don't remember the cops.
And I just remember Heather coming down with all these wipes, and I'm like, this shit's not helping.
Had to clean me up.
I appreciate it, but
Shout out Heather, man.
shout out Heather.
I feel your pain. I know what you was going through. I see your throw up in your car and raise you. My first college roommate throwing up in my bed.
Who was that? You know?
Should I do
Name
it?
drop.
He said name drop.
Is it starting
I'm
with a B?
sorry, bub. Yeah.
Bubba.
Hey, but to his testament, I will say, even though he threw up in my bed,
Damn.
by the time I got back to the
You
room,
threw in my bed, it was gonna be up.
look. By the time I got back to the room and found out he threw up in my bed, the sheets was already on their way in the dryer. You feel me? So I ain't even get to see the throw up in my bed for real. I just came in my room and was wondering why the sheets was off my
I
bed.
had to get a whole new bed, cause
But yeah, bro.
I wanted a whole new car when he did
had
that.
A whole new car, huh?
Cuz threw up on
Sorry,
himself
bro.
though.
It was an accident.
He was in the car, cuz he just was bleh. It was just coming out
But I
I'm
don't,
like,
and I don't
Dom.
remember this at all.
I'm like, Dom, wake up. He just
Bub had to sleep in his that night.
and then all right, and Dom saved my life. So there's been times where,
Speak on it.
I saved his life. He saved
on
mine. No, real shit. He saved my life, cuz.
Speak on it.
All right. I was at the time I was with a shorty at our first our
First
first
apartment.
house.
This is the first apartment.
I was with a shorty. I know exactly the shorty name. I can't say the name, but I wish I could. But I
ain't
know
no
who.
name drop that.
Because I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget. I almost died, y'all. This shit was crazy.
I think we had just came back from getting some food or something.
I couldn't eat it. We went to Wendy's. I couldn't eat the Wendy's, bro. So that's when but the crazy thing, the pain that I felt in my stomach, I felt it a week ago. So I knew something was wrong. But moral story, I was with this shorty. I couldn't drive. So I was telling Dom, Dom, you gotta drive me to the ER, bro. But we gotta take shorty home. So Dom drove my car, took shorty home. I'm in the back seat screaming.
Wailing.
Cause I'm bro, this shit hurt. Yelling. The girl's she's probably overstimulated, probably just ready to go home. But
She was not a keeper. A keeper would have
she-
said, take
yeah.
your ass to the hospital
But-
first before taking me home.
Nah, cause it couldn't. But we couldn't. If you know, you know. But for real,
He could have took you and took us.
she couldn't go to the hospital. Dom
He
had
could have dropped you.
He had to be there. He got to be there for me.
dropped
But
you
I'm
and
talking about
took
cuz.
us.
When he dropped her off, cuz I never forget, I'm yelling. I'm like, Dom, cuz speed, bro. I'm like, I don't care. If you get pulled over, cuz we'll tell them what's going on. They probably give an escort.
Right.
It felt like I was getting stabbed in my stomach, cuz I was dying, bro. This shit's not no joke. But I want to tell y'all, he was all right. But my appendix was finna erupt. But my shit was like really about to, like, the doctor said if I had waited probably 2 more hours, like it would erupt. And when it erupts, poison goes throughout your body.
No,
So,
I
like,
get you. My pancreas
I was
almost
fucked
did
up.
the same
'Cause,
thing.
like, I was fucked up. But nah, bro, that saved my life. So that was probably that would be the top 3 for sure. Because that was like a crazy experience.
Yeah, that was
like,
crazy for sure.
No one believed me, bro. Everybody like, what did you take? What did you
Yeah,
drink?
I didn't take him serious. I'm like,
bro,
nigga,
what?
go with it.
Like, I didn't do nothing else. Like, everybody else like, nah, bro, you're tripping. I'm like, no, bro, like, something's wrong.
Nah, for real.
I couldn't piss. I couldn't shit. Like, didn't have no appetite. Couldn't even chill with Shorty. I'm like, yeah, something's wrong.
I think she had just got there too.
Like, something's wrong.
He said when the love.
Yeah,
That was during Christmas.
that's one of them stories. you feel
Dip
me?
can't
We
get
gonna
you
tell our
right.
kids,
It's a
like,
problem.
Nah, for sure.
Uncle Dom saved the day.
saved Uncle Ben's life.
No, for
sure.
sure.
We all got them stories. So talk to me about NBA playoffs. Who you got taking it all this year?
Well, you know I'm a LeBron's fan, so I'm always gonna say LeBron.
That's not gonna happen.
No, I was just saw his post. I think nowadays, the league that we're in, you can't have just one superstar leading your team to victory. That's why you see Jokic being a great MVP candidate for the NBA. But he's not on a playoff team. I think the Lakers have a great playoff team for a great playoff run with Reeves, Luka, LeBron, Rue. Is that his name? Rue.
Yeah, Rui Hachimura.
Shoot. Dalton Connect come
I ain't gonna lie, Lakers got a squad. They got a squad.
I think nowadays you can't have your Stephen Currys. That's why Stephen Curry went to go get Jimmy Butler. Like, you can't just have your one star and think that one star is enough to win a championship. And I think that's why the Lakers are gonna become the NBA, the 2025. So when they do that, when they win, post this or repost this. What is today's date?
What's today's date? The fucking
We gonna post
5th or
it
6th?
and then
No, so the 5th is April 5th. Benjamin Goins at 8:25 is saying the Lakers are gonna win the NBA championship.
All right, we gonna see. And when they lose, we still posting that motherfucker.
as Shannon Sharp would say, phone, cone, home alone, Lakers going home.
No, Lakers in 5.
I don't know, man. The Thunder, they hooping. SGA doing his thing. Y'all think he gonna get MVP?
No, they gonna get it to Jokic. Jokic is
No,
hooping.
I ain't gonna lie. I think they gonna get the SGA.
I'll put Golden State before I say the
No,
Lakers.
he's saying the
will take it.
MVP.
Oh, you say MVP?
Yeah, MVP.
Jokic, bro.
Talking about Shaq?
Jokic is
Yeah,
hooping,
Shaq.
cuz.
Oh no, Shea gonna get it.
Yeah, they gotta get them.
Shea gonna get it, bro.
Nah.
It's his year.
If they do give it to Big Joke,
He had
that is a
61.
literal joke.
He had 61, 21, and 10.
And they lost.
Still.
SGA got his team number 1.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's all
20 free throws a game.
it don't matter, bro. It's all about that. It's all about winning when it come to that MVP, bro. It's been plenty of dudes who should have got MVP but was on losing teams. Got you though. I want to switch over to a little bit of a more serious segment. You feel me? Because we always talk about how we should carry ourselves. You feel me? Especially as black men. How you feel about this John Morant situation with him getting fined? What was it? $75K for the gun gestures.
I mean, he just, like, no offense to you, brother, if you see this. Little bro, I mean, I ain't even call him little bro because he's a millionaire. I can't even talk to him like that. But it's just immaturity, you know? It's like, me as a millionaire, I don't want to be viewed as that. I think he has a lot of growing up to do, but, I mean, that's on him. Like, in his eyes, he's not doing anything wrong. You know, he's just doing him, being him. But 3 years ago, he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that at Murray State. He wasn't dunking on somebody and, like.
I'm not even gonna say he wasn't doing that because I wasn't watching. You feel me?
We were. You were, but you didn't know his name. You remember Ja
Nah, I didn't
Murray
see
State.
I didn't see Ja until March Madness for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we watched.
But,
We definitely got to
I
watch him.
I can't remember if you feel me. I feel like he could argue that nowadays when it comes to 3-point shooting, like that gun gesture is synonymous with it. But at the same time, when you already been labeled and branded how you've been branded, Why not just distance yourself from that shit?
Immaturity. It's like,
It's already tainted. His image is already tainted because of that shit that he did.
but he's not helping it. Like,
He not. But I can understand like how he could, F up in that moment, and by doing that, just because he's in the moment, you feel me? He hooping.
but
Like,
it's not like he's doing a play. He's not doing a play. Like when he did it to Stephen, that was in the middle of a fucking timeout.
Like, they
Him
about to walk
walking
to
back
the-
to
yeah.
like wasn't him celebrating.
He
So
like,
like
yeah.
he's just like
Too geeked
that's
up.
like me. Like you know how it was if we was back in the day and we had ops or whatever. We had somebody we didn't like.
Yeah.
You see, like you know what that meant.
Somebody was just
man.
getting competitive.
But
you
like
feel me?
he has to remember, he's on the freaking NBA court making millions to play basketball.
Yeah.
You do not have to we've been saying. You do not have to persuade to be that way to hoop. Just hoop, bro. Because that's like we said, he wasn't doing that at Murray State. He wasn't even doing that at the first year of Memphis. He started doing that when he became the Ja Morant, the Ja that everybody started knowing. And he like, okay, all eyes on me. I do look like young boy. Let me act like a young boy.
It has been a few incidents, like different incidents with these guns.
But at the end of the day, all in all, that's all being said to just, man, watch what you putting out here. Carry yourself the right way. You feel me? And if you already done been past strike 1 and 2, don't give them ammunition for strike 3. You feel me?
Yeah, just be mindful, man.
And if you hoop, just hoop. You ain't gotta be a street dude. Like
Bro, you could find another celebration.
that kid that made that song. Fuck, Benjamin is a bitch. Bro made a whole diss tape to his teammate in high school. He got arrested.
What his teammate do to him?
Bro, like, come on, cuz, like, if you want to hoop, hoop. If you want to play football, bro. You don't gotta be the toughest gangster in Indianapolis, Indiana, or wherever you're at.
Now, a lot of dudes that do take it serious, like too serious. Florida just won. We can switch it. Florida, who they playing in the national championship? Who winning tonight, Duke or Houston?
I got Duke.
Duke.
I mean,
That's why I
Cooper
got
Flag is Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, I'm gonna tell everybody this year. Cooper Flag is our Caitlin Clark. He's our breadwinner. Like,
He's
that-
our what? What you say? He's our?
when I say our, I meant not to shit on you, nothing. But when I say our, I meant like ESPN.
Oh. Excuse me. Excuse
Bro, that's
me.
what I meant. Like, our, like, he's the reason why
He's the
we're
cash
getting.
cow, he the
yeah,
guy.
he's the guy that is selling tickets. He's the guy that is the viewers. Like when we were watching, Caitlin Clark was at Iowa. She was the reason why we had record breaking for women's sports in ESPN. He's the reason why we were getting so many views for college basketball this season. So it's like scripted. Like he should win. Like he should. But you never know.
That'd be a good storyline. Freshman at Duke winning the Natty.
Done. He's gonna be one done.
He said like scripted. We know he works for ESPN. We don't want none of y'all to think. You feel me? He said scripted.
Nothing alleged.
That's why I said Lakers 2025 NBA championships.
Who winning the Natty though? Florida, because that's what I got on my bracket.
Dude, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. Little bro, Clayton Jr., he just dropped 32. I think he didn't do the same against Duke.
The game's on right now. What's the score? We can.
No. Duke and Houston. I'm talking about the boy from Florida. He just dropped 32
So who won?
tonight.
So Florida beat Auburn.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
So now it's Duke and
Sent the
Houston.
old niggas home, huh?
Yeah, sent them a packing. You don't want to talk about that, huh?
Talk about what? We got 10 more minutes. Then I gotta, I'm just fine. I got another meeting,
Hey, shout out to Mr. Tokyo. That's where we about to go. We going to Mr. Tokyo.
So, hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in on episode 7 and any time that y'all tuned in throughout this first season. We appreciate y'all being a part of our journey, and we promise y'all that season 2 is going to be bigger,
It's going to be a movie.
better, and we going to be going crazy.
We lit.
So as we conclude this episode, we thank you for joining us. Remember to follow, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? You already know.
definitely want to make sure we give our flowers to our brother Ben, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you having me, brothers.
Took the words right out of my mouth. We want to congratulate you on a lap well run. You feel me? We can't wait to see what the future holds for you. We wish you nothing but the best under the glory of God, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on y'all platform and letting me express, my wisdom and my life journey.
Hey, man, we appreciate you for coming. Brother. We only want to be surrounded by good people.
For sure. Y'all got some great names. Anthony Richardson, DeJuan Jones.
Hey, we ain't even releasing that yet, gang. Hold on.
Damn, well, look. You know what they say. They don't watch the video all the way through, so they don't see it. They won't know until they watch the end of the video. So
it's all good.
It's like that could be a good tease. That could be a good tease.
This ain't gonna end up in the reel.
Look at like it could be on a YouTube tease on the bio. Be like, there's a tease at the end of the video. That'd be a good way for them to watch the whole video. Some people are gonna skip it though. But it's all right. Come on.
Fuck 'em. No.
Count the view on YouTube.
Hey, man, you never know who's pulling up for season 2. Like I said, it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. Victory laps out, man. Love.
Ooh, wee. Yeah, we love that.
Down at my lowest, people they ain't even noticed. Call me a real, I'm a poet. I cop it and blow it. After college was my brokest. Gotta get shit back in motion. Down at my lowest, shit got me feeling so bogus. Know I'm that nigga, I'm goated. I gotta stay focused. Lost it, regaining my focus. Gotta get shit back in motion. I'm out of the way. I need my personal space, so please get up out of my face. A smile on my face.